the concepts of animal husbandry, horticulture, and the various mainstays. Like in numbers, our livestock population is quite impressive. Sustainable or sustainability is a very, very big thing in economic that we have been talking about. Like Patanjali, there are so many products that are available in India today. Good morning and welcome to the session 6 of chapter 6, Rural Development. We have been speaking about the concepts of animal husbandry, horticulture, and the various mainstays, like if you're going to talk about fisheries and things that have been helping in the rural development altogether. Now in this session, we shall continue looking into these sectors and we shall also talk about the sustainable livelihood. So moving forward, the topics that we are going to cover today: horticulture, sustainable development and organic farming, coming up in a very, very big way in India. This is definitely the most alternative profession that people are looking in agriculture. And then, of course, the benefits of organic farming. So let's just quickly go into the session and try to understand the various factors that are governing here. Moving forward, we were speaking about horticulture in the previous session, and it has been noticed that in about 19% of the total labor force is being employed here. As I was telling you, if you look into the horticulture as an occupation, many people have embraced it, knowing upon the factor that horticulture is able to give them some handsome returns in spite of the labor problems, in spite of the climatic conditions, and in spite of the environmental factors that have been governing altogether. But though in numbers, our livestock population is quite impressive, but when it comes to productivity, it is far more lower compared to the advanced nations. So somewhere down the lane, we need to understand here that in numbers, in quantitatively, when we are been speaking about, we are great, but qualitatively, the output somewhere has been dipping down when compared to some of the advanced nations in the world. So that is where we need to start understanding and improve our productivity altogether. It also requires improved technology and promotion of good breeds of animal in order to enhance the productivity. This is definitely a very, very important thing that we have to spend time and understand. Why? Because these days when we talk about hybrid technology, cloning and DNA and other functions, we definitely need to imbibe them even in the horticulture as well as in the animal husbandry business, because then only we will be able to produce better breeds who give us higher importance, higher output altogether, and the productivity can start going up. Now, when you start looking here, improved veterinary care and credit facilities to small and marginal farmers, the landless labor, all those people can definitely need to be given importance. Lot of cooperative societies have to come in and they need a lot of push in terms of the credit facilities so that they can run their business smoothly. Now, most of the time, as I have told you, in the rural development sector, the $1 million question that always keeps ringing in the mind of people, in the mind of farmers, is that where do I get that credit facility? Where do I get that financial push and inclusion that can make my livelihood better? So somewhere down the lane, they have to come out of the factor of dependence on government and start working on towards the private sector who can give them a better push, a better inclination altogether, so that the demand function goes up, the consumption goes up, and they are able to produce better. So somewhere down the lane, I would always say that the inclusion of financial sector towards the SME, the small and micro enterprises, especially towards the rural development, the animal husbandry, fisheries, horticulture, they are all under the small and micro sector. They need to be given high importance for the economic development to happen. Now, moving forward, the welfare programs that have been designed for fishing community have to be reoriented in such a manner that they can provide long-term gains and livelihood. India as a country, if you start understanding the rural development itself, The biggest challenge is that most of the people have not studied about it or not spent time in terms of researching about how the rural economy can be improved. Because after 1991, when you start understanding the economic development, what has been very, very relevant, what has been very, very important for all of us that we have spent is that to develop the urban infrastructure, develop those large multinational corporations, focus more towards services and manufacturing sector. So somewhere down the lane in the last 20 years, we didn't spend time in understanding the rural economy. It's only after 2010 and 12, we started shifting our focus and we now want people to understand the importance of the rural development. So that is why horticulture, or when you start looking into fisheries, or when you start looking into animal husbandry, these occupations did not gain importance. The reason being is that people have never spoken about it, the benefits have never been spelled clearly, and the people who have been working in this sector are already poor, downtrodden, they don't have enough facilities, they don't have enough support from the government. So this becomes completely disheartening and this becomes completely on the negative side. So even the people who have thought to take up this business and go forward in terms of bringing up the rural economy have got completely demotivated. So somewhere down the line, the policies and the framework need to be concentrated enough to develop this economy altogether. So enhancing its role requires investment in infrastructure like electricity, cold storage system, marketing linkages, transportation, and so many other facilities altogether. Somewhere down the lane, we have to make sure that all these occupations are also given equal importance like an engineer, doctor, auditor, or a lawyer. Why? Because when you start promoting an occupation with importance, with its benefit, people will also try to understand and they will also join the profession. So somewhere when you enhance the facility, when you enhance the income source, and when you tell people about its benefit, the rural development also starts beginning to the next league altogether. Now, moving forward, we have also tried to understand in this slide something called as sustainable development and organic farming. Now, the word itself, sustainable or sustainability, is a very, very big thing in economic that we have been talking about. Now, for example, let us try to understand the factors that define sustainability. If we are born on this earth on a particular day, it is quite true that we are going to die, whether you call this philosophy or you call it science or you call it logic. But this is the truth that happens in a human life cycle. Between the time period of life and death, we try to live our life. So that's where we need to make ourselves sustainable. What are the factors that makes us sustainable for the years to come? Like that, in every single profession, people keep asking this question: how long will I be able to continue in this profession? How long will I be able to sustain myself with a credible income? How long will I be able to take this profession forward and remain as what I am? So the question of sustainability is not just from survival, but it is also from a long-term vision perspective, thinking on the factors, how to take the profession to the next level and survive and grow with the skills that are needed on a regular basis. So if you look here, in the recent years, awareness on harmful effect of chemical-based fertilizers and pesticides and its impact on health has been on a rise. So somewhere down the lane, people have now started becoming health conscious because people have understood in economics that health is wealth, and that's what has been going on for a very long-term basis. Now, the conventional agriculture relies heavily on chemical fertilizers. Why? Because we were concentrated only on production, on output. So what we used to do is that use all kind of pesticides and fertilizers, start improving on the growth. We never cared about the nature, we never cared about the nutrition or about the harmful effects that are governing here. We just wanted the output, we just wanted the production. So we we kept on spraying all those pesticides on the plants, because of which what happened is that today the life of the livestock as well as human are under question mark. They are under severe risk altogether. So that is why efforts in involving technology which are eco-friendly. Again, I'm going to come back to environmental issues. I'm going to talk about the environmental friendly factors that are essential today in order to make the system more better, the system more developed altogether. So that is what we call it as organic farming altogether. So we are trying to understand organic farming as a most important factor for the future sustainability. It is not only for the farmers, it is also for the people who want to step in, who want to understand and who want to take this up as a future career. The future lies in protecting our environment, because if we protect our environment, it will protect us back. So the sustainability is to make the environment live for more years, make it more greener, make it more livable altogether. Now, moving forward. In short, organic agriculture is a whole system that restores and maintains, enhance the ecological balance. That's what we were trying to talk about. The ecological balance has been disturbed in the last few years. So it is our responsibility that we restore the balance back in the nature, making them understand the importance of the economy, the importance of the environmental system itself. There has been an increasing demand for the organically grown food. Definitely, yes, in order to enhance the food safety throughout the world. This has been a very, very important factor altogether. People are working very, very hard in this world in order to increase the food production, make every single human being get his demands and wants satisfied. But this cannot be done at the cost of the nature. We cannot harm the nature. We cannot just destroy the nature what God has given us. So sometime down the lane, we have to think on the methods that are sustainable, that are eco-friendly, that would not destroy the environment, but give us the best production as far as possible. So moving forward, what are the benefits of organic farming? Why do we need to switch ourselves to organic farming? Organic agriculture or farming is a means that where we are going to substitute all those harmful fertilizers and chemicals with the regular manure that is given by the nature. These are all eco-friendly products, so that we are able to produce it locally, and at the same time we are able to maintain the balance in the nature. Organic agriculture also generates income through international exports, because the food that are grown organically, there are several institutions in India, several organizations which are involving today in organic food products. They are promoting that organic food culture altogether, and they are seeing that a lot of demand is being coming up in this sector. So organically grown products, grown food crops are gaining a huge potential, huge value in terms of the international market also. Now, studies and research have shown that countries have been growing organically grown food has got a greater nutrition, greater value, and less harmful effects. So with all these benefits, definitely organic farming is the choice for the farmers as well as for the people who want to keep a tab on their health, who want to take care of their health on a safer method altogether. So for people who want to involve agriculture, who want to take up this as a career and profession, organic farming will definitely pave a path for development, for income, and also for food security in the coming years. Now, moving forward, what have been the other benefits that you are going to see in terms of organic farming? Since organic farming requires more labor input than the conventional farming in India, India will find organic farming an attractive proposal. Definitely, with 135 plus crore population that you are seeing in India, many of the people who find that they want to change their employment, they want to do something more creative, more innovative, go back to the rural sector, go back for a development phase altogether, organic farming is the answer for you. Why? Because with the large amount of labor, with the large amount of population, we can definitely take up organic farming, which is healthy for our life and healthy for other people also. Similarly, the produce is pesticide free and produced in an environmentally friendly condition or a sustainable condition, which is easier also. It does not involve any complex technologies. It does not involve any kinds of pesticide or harmful activities which will destroy the nature. So anybody who wants to take up organic farming will be on a positive basis, will be on a profitable basis, so that they will be able to create awareness in the mind of people, and they will be able to grow the system without any further complication. The next factor is that the inadequate infrastructure and problem of marketing of these products have been a major factor. Though this situation, what we are talking right now, is quite some years back, but after 2012 and 2014, with the introduction of products like Patanjali and lot of organic products coming into the market, we have been making a sustainable livelihood in terms of the organic agriculture. Like Patanjali, there are so many products that are available in India today which have switched themselves into pure organic farming, and they want to come up with organic markets, organic products altogether, which have been able to attract the consumers. One more example which I would like to share here today is the Hindustan Lever Ayush, which has been trying to make a lot of inroads into the consumer mind by coming up with organic products altogether. Organic products are less harmful. They are highly beneficial in terms of producing you longer life space, and you get all kinds of benefits by using these organic products. Now, moving forward, it has also been observed that the yield from organic farming are less than the modern agriculture. Definitely, yes. Why? Because you are not going to use any kind of chemicals altogether. So the yield is going to come down. It takes longer time in terms of production. So therefore, if you're going to talk about a large scale production altogether, this is not going to work out. This is not going to be the system that we are going to look in, because this is not going to give us that kind of production. Now, organic farming may also have more blemishes and shorter shelf life, because they are not going to be sprayed by chemicals. They are not going to be kept by preservatives. So what is going to happen is that the shelf life of these products are definitely going to be lesser on a comparative basis. Moreover, if you look at the choice of production, the off-season is quite limited. So somewhere down the lane, if you start seeing here, the benefits also have the other side, the consequences also. But the organic farming is helping you on the sustainable development basis. So definitely, with all the shortcomings, what I would like to say, organic farming is still better in comparison to that of the normal farming. So most of the people find it as a lucrative business, and they want to invest in organic farming so that in the long run, they will be able to contribute to the nature, to the society, as well as to the economic development of our country. Now, moving forward, coming to the conclusion for this rural development chapter, we need to understand that this has been quite a comprehensive term, but it is essential more about from the plan of action that we are thinking in terms of socio-economic development. So a lot of thought process have to go in there. There is a need for improving the quantity and quality of the output in rural areas such as banking, marketing, transport, electricity, and all the beneficiary factors altogether. So when we talk about rural development, though this chapter is very interesting, it provides you a lot of insights, but practically when you start analyzing, there needs to be a lot of improvement that has to be done in terms of infrastructure, in terms of the essential factors, so that the rural development is actually appreciated and you are able to see the results before your eyes. Moving forward, we also need to understand the diversification that has been going towards in terms of areas like livestock, animal husbandry, horticulture, are all kinds of new areas that are coming in, though they are a little bit risk-free kind of factor, but there needs to be enough governmental push, enough support that needs to come from financial institutions and organizations who can actually help for the development of this. The importance of organic farming, not to forget, has been environmental sustainable has definitely been a friendly relationship in terms of increasing the production process, and this is going to help us in terms of growth that needs to be promoted in India. Organic farming is definitely one of the most sustainable key drivers that India needs to concentrate in order to take up the rural economy to the next league. Now, moving forward, we come to the conclusion of this chapter. I hope and believe all the information that you have studied in this chapter 6, rural development, is of high importance and high knowledge and intellectually driven. I would request all the students to please go through the chapter again and try to understand the concepts in detail. Why? Because after looking into the slides, you might feel that there are certain concepts which need to be learned, because there are many new terms in this concept like animal husbandry, horticulture, fisheries, and all those factors. So this chapter will provide you some practical insight, not just from the book point of view, but also from the Indian economic development standpoint. Meet you in the next session. Until then, goodbye and good luck from my side. Thank you once again for joining me today.